Hi, I'm Ben Voss, and I'm presenting a new interview with excellent Lightwave artist Lewis Elvis Blesensky. Uh, Tell me, Lewis, how did you come to start using Lightwave?
Hello, Ben. Yeah. My name is Alex Blažić. It's hard to pronounce in English, but AKA Lewis for like many years. Everybody calls me Lewis, so it's like a nickname. And I did start with Lightwave on Amiga, basically in 90s, as old Lightwave users.
Wow, which Lightwave did you start with? Was it the pirated version of 2? Same as
No. I started on the Lightwave 3, version 3, because I started working on TV station back then. And they had Amiga 2000 or 3000 something with Genlock for TV stuff. And back then the Lightwave was still tied into video toaster. So
right.
Until Lightwave 3.5, there was no standalone Lightwave. So,
yeah. That's right, yeah. My first commercial version of Lightwave was 3.1 with the industrial Might and Logic dongle, which was still a kind of a pirated version because they didn't have the authorization of NewTek, but it meant that NewTek was pushed to making version 3.5, which was standalone.
Because my first version was on Amiga 1200 when I got the Blizzard card with the memory expansion, because Lightwave had to use like 4 gigabytes of memory and Amiga had only 2, so I had to buy Blizzard.
No, Lewis.
Yeah.
Not gigabytes.
Yeah, megabytes.
Megabytes.
Yeah, would be
crazy.
It was gigabytes back then. Now we use terabytes. Yeah, 2 megabytes. Yeah, I bought like a Blizzard 68,030 or something FPU, CPU, accelerator, and stick the 16 megabytes inside that card, which had like 8 times more than complete Amiga had. So I get like 18 megabytes for Lightwave back then. But yeah, my basically first contact was TV station. It was too expensive for a teenager to buy. And
of course,
obviously I didn't know where to find the version, like Jack Sparrow. So yeah, it's when I started, but my professional Lightwave started like mostly in 99, 98 something. 1990. Then I started to model basically in Lightwave. Prior to that, I was just, I like every teenager in Amiga days, and just load the Amiga balls and the stuff like that, cubes, spheres, balls, and move them and start animating them. It's like very, very small stuff for today.
Yeah. The Amiga ball is quite Croatian in a way.
Yeah, it has Croatian colors.
Yes, yeah, red and white.
Yeah, so it looks like it's made on this territory, but yeah. So,
go on, sorry.
Let's start with the first project, maybe. I mean, it's not the first project, but one of the. So this is the car made for Ubisoft games, basically for the Crew is the name of the game. And
I remember, yeah.
The Crew 2, version 2, the Crew 2 was the one when they had like several cars, boats, planes, everything. You could jump from one to the other and driving into that. So they sent me the low poly version of the car, and I had to create a high poly version for the game cinematics, basically, because the low poly wasn't enough for the game cinematics. So everything is made subdivisions here.
Wow.
So like subdivision, surfacing. And I had to create tires and the suspension because they wanted Bigfoot out of the regular car. So yeah, screws, bolts, everything is these. Only interior in this car is used like low poly one because it was just looked from outside, so then there was no point to.
I suppose it didn't matter so much, yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's already like low poly mapped interior, so there was no point of recreating the interior, but everything else had to be done. And all the gaps, see, stuff like that.
Wow. And how long would a car like this take you to model?
And this was a different one because I didn't really start from the blueprints as you usually do, like import the blueprints and start. It can take like 2-3 weeks if it's high detail one, because see, I have a interior of the headlights also. It's not just the. So if I remove the glass, see, you see the bulbs and stuff like that, even the small details. See, I mean, maybe it's too much, but I'm stuck at the details.
You're just addicted.
Yeah. And it's always nice when you have like subdivision. See, now I had to add edges, volleys on all like smooth, and when you hit subd, you get nice rounded edges. So it's like an infinite detail. You can get as much close as you want. You won't see segmentation because in models you can just increase the subdivision level, or even in layouts, which is it's flexible. It's parametric. It's not really freeze or at any level. So when you load it in layout, of course you have your model car body properties. So you go to subdivision, and you can increase or decrease the levels. The revision now, see, now it's segmented because I decrease the level 1 subject, but when you increase it back, now it's cool, right?
Yeah, definitely. So, how many polys is this complete object?
It says, here it says for the scene, but the complete object in model is like 6,200, right? No. About 500,000.
620,000. Wow. Okay.
Yeah. There's a lot of volts, and since I was a sucker, I made them subdivision also.
Even though they will never be seen up close.
Yeah, I didn't really know how, because I wasn't doing the animation.
Yes, of course. So you don't know what they are going to concentrate on.
I gave them best for any close-up or whatever they want. So they don't need to hide anything. That's the key part. I don't really like the model when you need to hide it or make a separate camera angles so you don't see like that I didn't model the back of the car.
Yes. So no Hollywood trickery for you where you only make the front of the building or anything.
Yeah, and basically I just did everything and they liked it. And basically in this project I had to do like multiple models, so it's another one. Let me check the other one. One is loading. So I started because I used the Octane for rendering, but I didn't get hired to do rendering. They just gave me the permission later on that I can do it for my portfolio. And see, this is like Octane render.
Nice.
And I have separate settings of the render passes and stuff like that. So now I have a glow. I have medium volume, so you can see like a fog slide. And now when Lightwave has Octane included, I really can do that. So it's really, really cool if you have a hardware.
So how long have you been using Octane?
Since version 2 arrived for Lightwave, so since the beginning, basically, I didn't use it for everything, but slowly I did progress to use it to see how it's fast. I mean, okay, I have a lot of heavy hardware. I have like 3 GPUs in this machine, so of course it's fast, but I had to do animations now. I turned off the medium, I don't see the fog. If I turn it slightly haze,
nice, the haze, yeah.
And then you can do like see the lights are glowing, but you can increase it easily without even re-rendering. If I like turn on the layer power, see directing layers. It doesn't really need to re-render for effects like that.
Yes, it's very fast. Okay, so tell me a bit about your machine. Obviously, it's a bit of a beast.
I have a Threadripper Pro, with 3 GPUs, and I have a separate, slide this. See, I have a small little application showing me all my GPUs and temperatures and memory use and everything like that. This is a free program, basically. And download, and you can even, if I turn off my network machines for the rendering in Octane, because I have multiple licenses, you can use Octane for the network rendering, and then I have like more machines showed here, so you see if any GPU is overheating or something like that. So it's really cool.
So do you ever render now using the native engine?
Yes, when I have a lot of small lights, because Octane don't really like them too much.
Interesting.
It's hard to clean up the noise if you have like 300 lights. So because Octane is basically, the light is always geometry. It turns the light into geometry. So it's always like a black body material. We have that in Lightwave. You need to make the surface to be the light. So any shape, if you wish, you can make this rock to be light. It doesn't really matter. That's how Octane works. So yeah, I had some project like a few years ago where I had like to put the 500 IX lights in the scene, and it was too hard for Octane to clean up the noise and everything. So I switched to native render then, and it's there. It wasn't really great fast, but it worked. So
it wasn't as speedy as a GPU, but it's still
it cannot be that speed. But it's still render, so that's the key part. So if you put emission on Octane, you just click one texture, emission, white body, and you can make the rock glow. See, this rock now is the light.
Gotcha. Okay, so let's move to a different project now.
Yep.
You're famous for being one of the first people to really push Lightwave instancing a lot. So you still use instances a lot now, I guess. These rocks in this scene are all instances. Do you have anything else that uses a lot of instancing today?
Yep, let me show you one big project. Let me show. I have renders on my second screen, so I'll pop them out. Okay. Show them. Like, see, this project was the roof of the hotel. All these things are now, of course, instance, because like one of these plants is like 500,000 polygons, or 1 million is the tree. So you cannot really do that with cloning in any software now. So instance is very, very important. And there is a good thing in this. So let me show this. Or this. And I can show you that project.
Go for it.
Yeah, okay. So this is the hotel called View. So this is the render of it. That's the lobby entrance. And there is more shots on this. This is the hotel. This is mock-up, of course. And I had to render outside and the rooms inside, and all these plants on the roof, stuff like that. And it was really, really great for that. This is interior shots. This is the roof.
Lovely.
With so many plants. And see, now we are inside the hotel, and I zoom out.
Oh, wow. You did the whole thing in one scene.
Yeah, everything is there. I mean, I didn't furnish all the rooms because they didn't need the renders for all the rooms.
Sure.
But see, I have a background view from the actual location, because the guy went there and made me panorama, because otherwise it would be like silly. So that's what you see through the windows when you look in the hotel. When I show you the view, see, this is the render from the room, and that's the actual view, which is there.
And this is on the coast of Croatia.
Yeah. And
so beautiful.
See a lot of views, and they basically city mountains. This because this is the on island and this is the Croatian
Is this one of the
coast.
scenes that you had to use the native render for because of too many lights?
Yeah, not this one, but I had one with
Yeah.
a lot of lights. I think this is even not that much lights. I think I have like maybe a few hundred, 269. That's not really that much.
No, it's nothing.
Usually have like I had one project which was like only possible native, which I had 11,000 IS lights in the tunnel.
11,000 lights. Wow.
Yeah, IS, and I had to clone them on the actual light geometry. And OD tools now bought by Lightwave Digital helped so much because there is an option to clone light on the instance. So all the lights were positioned because the tunnel was not really a straight tunnel. There was curves and dips, and because it was the tunnel between the Europe and Asia.
Of course, and it was a real tunnel. It wasn't just a straight line. Yeah.
And the great thing with the Pro Tools or LD tools, see all this furniture and everything like plants is now showed like the dots or like boxes. See,
I see, yeah.
Because see how cool the responsive to Lightwave is now, because it's everything is so easy. So now you go to type in instance and instance GL display, and you can use select only object or everything. See, if I switch the texture shaded, now there's billions of polygons in this scene, so it takes like 10 seconds to show them. But now you see everything. See every single plant, every single chair, and trees and stuff like that. Because
and move the view around?
Yeah, that's going to be tricky. See, it moves, but with billions of polygons, it's really hard. So that's why you can switch points. See how it's fast now. See, and you have them all. You still have them in the render. This is just GL display, and this tool helps immensely because otherwise I would need to go and every single instance, like check settings here, and I would need to change this menu for every single and I have instance. See, all these have some kind of instance. Police, sofas. See, these are for the sofa, which is now. See, if I switch that sofa in the lobby, we don't even see it here, but in the lobby of hotel and stuff like that. So this is amazing helper. That's quality of life things which we got with Lightwave 23, because that's really, really important. It's not just only about fancy big features. Yeah, everybody likes the fancy big features, but these stuff you need to work day-to-day basis. So that's really important one.
That's fantastic.
Thanks to Lightwave Digital, we got Oliver tools included now in Lightwave and even updated. So that's the biggest part. Before,
definitely.
With NewTek, there was some plugins. They just bought the plugin and never updated it. So that's kind of different. Now you get the code and you can update the plugins, which is
absolutely
amazing thing. So, thanks to Lightwave Digital, we have that now.
That's brilliant.
Let's move to something else. So let's go to.
And let's. Okay.
So basically, this is one of the many cars. I built over 100 car interiors in Southpatch subdivision, or Catmull Clark, as some people like. So, but I don't really like angles in subdivision, so I always use the Southpatch mode. And this is really a dense mode. So let's switch. I have a shortcuts for the wireframe stuff. I'll show you. These are polygons, and let's turn off the windows. See.
That's better.
It is modeled here. There is no sheets except this texture, of course, but that's UV mapped. So
you've modeled things that other people would just do as textures.
Yeah, because want this stuff is for the like creating car catalogs and stuff like that. So you don't really know it's not really a real car. See, this text is embossed.
Wow.
See the core. So even the button stickers are 3D geometry.
Oh wow, the text on the buttons is modeled.
Yes, you can easily turn it on or off when it's glowing. It's not really drilled in the button. That would be really overkill.
Yeah.
But on the real car, it's drilled, and this is like or either if it doesn't need to shine, it's white color. But if it needs to have a backlight, then it's drilled, and you can make it glow. The only texture is like this screen because we didn't have anything to put it because it's just a flat screen.
Yes.
But see the Tahoe numbers and the DAS, see the numbers, also the model, and that looks like this when you run that. See?
Yeah.
So you can glow the numbers easily.
Yeah. Yeah. You don't need to have a separate texture map for glowing numbers. It's just in the texturing.
Yeah, everything is.
So this is a render.
Yeah, there's a map, and I render those in 5K or 6K. See, even the real mesh is modeled. This is not textured. On the speakers, there's like over 1 million polygons of the speaker grills because they are get to do whole car interior, not just let's see the backside seats, stuff like that. The stitching here is the texture, but the stitching on the steering wheel is geometry. See?
Amazing. Okay, so this is obviously a big project. How long did you work on this car for?
34 days.
34 days, full days.
Like 8-10 hours, depends.
Wow.
Be precise. I get like they call it scan data, but that's not really the scan you think it is. It's either.
Amazing.
You
are crazy. Or not crazy, but your attention to detail is crazy. It's a sickness.
It's side curtain.
Wow. Okay.
And this one is really tricky because it has to be embossed. So you need to upraise the subdivision, but it's still subdivided. It's still subdivision. It doesn't really suffer any. You can show it from any distance. It doesn't really matter. It's fine. See it here. You see it here, see slightly, but I don't know what angle they are render because this is like not texture. I mean, it could be overkill, but the client did not want any textures. They just don't want textures. And I think they used Keyshot or something to render the catalogs. So they just want specific labeling and everything of the layers. So they just can do it in any software. They don't really care which software I use or they use. They just want heavy.
So do you give
precise model?
Do you give them LWOs or do you give them?
It's usually OBJ. Everybody likes
OBJ,
and everybody reads OBJ because there is no mapping. I wasn't really hired to do the texture. They are doing the texturing on their side, but there is very little of texture. You just slap the leather on the seats and some kind of rubber on the dashboard. And everything else is geometry, so it's easy. They can turn on lights, turn off. So there's no hiding.
And obviously, there are no sub patches in OBJs. So when you export, it is purely text files of triangles.
No. It's quads.
It's quads. Oh, all quads, yeah.
You just get this basically, and I can subdivide on their software. That's it.
Yeah.
It's not really heavy. When you look at it like this, when you look at like dashboard, see there's a lot of heavy stuff. But see, I have like a specific system in Lightwave. I create like a base, and then I see do I need subdivide or not. And in this case, I like 2 levels up to subdivide. and then you need to well see. This is like transition from more polygons to less polygons. So you don't need to subdivide completely.
Yes, of course. So you have areas that step up and areas that step down.
Yeah.
Excellent. Okay, well,
procedure, but yeah,
Lewis, this is just amazing, and I could go on for ages just fanboying over your work, but I don't want to keep your whole day occupied with this. So thank you very much for showing us all this, and we'll speak to you again soon.
Thanks, Dan.
Thank you.
The next slide.
Yeah. Bye.